be so hard to find just the right template for your specific situation amid the million plus templates that Canva has available on their website. Today, I'm going to fix that for you with a few simple tips that will make finding trendy but professional worksheet templates for your course easier and faster. Hi there, I'm Misty and I help online course creators up-level their courses with learning design principles and gamification that isn't gimmicky. Before I jump over into Canva, I want you to keep a few general principles in mind. First, the purpose of your workbook. You are not creating a workbook simply because everybody else creates a workbook with their course. Not all courses need workbooks. You do not want to create a workbook just for the sake of having it, because that's going to turn into busy work for your students. I have 4 teenagers right now, and busy work doesn't help them learn. It just frustrates and overwhelms them. So you want to make sure that you're avoiding that when you create your workbook. So what is the purpose of a workbook? It's twofold. First, you want to make sure that your workbook is helping to deepen your students' understanding of the course concepts, so much so that they could turn around and teach it to someone else. Second, your workbook should help your students retain the information so that months or even years from now, they can remember what they learned. With that in mind, let's jump on over to Canva. The first mistake that I see people making inside Canva when they're looking for templates is being too broad. Many people will simply come in and search for a worksheet or workbook template and then be frustrated because they can't find exactly what it is that they need. So as you think about what you're going to put into your workbook, this is going to help your searches become more specific. If you need help brainstorming, I've included a list down below of different search terms that I highly recommend you use. All right, I'm going to show you what I mean. When I search for workbook, I am going to find templates for course workbooks, but it can become really hard to find workbooks that include the exact pages you are looking for. So let's say you come in here and you're looking for this. And you're like, okay, I like that process. Okay, that's a decent checklist. Some goals there. I don't know what I would do with that one. And it can be frustrating because now you're kind of all over the place trying to find the exact pages that you want. So I suggest that you search for more specific words. So let's say that you really do want a matrix. Let's search for matrix. Now you have a whole lot more options. This one shows up, I think that's one we were just looking at. That one shows up, but you have far more options of things that might work for your specific situation. For example, I like this one far more than I like this one. So I could click on this one, and there's a couple things that you can do here. First, you can star this template so that it is saved for you and easier for you to find next time. Second, you can scroll down below and see if there are other similar templates that you also like. Third, you can click on the designer. So there'll be a little icon here and then the word by and then a name. And if you click on that designer, you'll be taken to their page where you can find all sorts of designs that are in a similar style. Once you've found a designer that you like, you can choose the following button. So I have already been following Leonora. But you simply click on follow, and now you can find that specific designer's stuff easier. Anytime you are searching, over here on the left, you're going to have creators you follow and starred. So if I go to creators I follow, you'll see Leonora right at the top because I just followed her, but you'll see I also have others that I follow, where I know it's going to be far easier for me to find a template that already fits me, a general style. So to review, the general overall process is find a specific word to search for, favorite any template you find that you love, look at the creator of those templates, and if they have lots of templates you love, make sure you follow them. Let's try it one more time. A few terms that I search for when I'm looking for somewhere people can write in answers to questions would be reflection or journal. Now, if you automatically see one that you like, you don't need to filter. I like this yearly reflection. Once again, down below, you can see others that you might like even more. But once you've found one that you love, look at the creator and see if it's a creator that you want to follow by scrolling through things. One other thought here is you want to remember that what's at the top tends to be the things that are most recent. So remember that you can search in here again for some of those specific words. So we could search journal, which doesn't pull anything up, but reflection did. So there's that one. We could see what else do they have. Maybe a mind map. No. Do they have an infographic? There's some infographics. Do they have a diagram? No. So this might not be somebody that I really want to follow, but if I really like that specific template, I can start. A couple more tips here. Remember that when you search for a template, so let's say I search for a quiz this time, remember that you're looking more for the format and not the colors or the size, because anything can be resized and we can change the colors and the fonts of anything. You're looking more for the structure and layout of the page. So if I was looking for a page where people could write out or type in their answers, I kind of like this one, formatting wise. So I can favorite it. I can look at my designer and see if I want to continue to follow her. Let's search for a couple more words in here. Diagram, no, challenge, maybe planner. Okay, she's got some decent ones, so I could possibly follow her. But let's go back here and I can customize this template. So just remember that when you are looking for things. So this is the key. But if I'm not really doing this for a quiz, I could get rid of that page. And then we could click on this little icon here and change the color to pink and choose change all. And now that's already in my colors. And if I don't like this icon, I can come back over here and do pink icon and say, all right, I kind of like, let's do pen icon. So maybe I'm wanting people to like write things out. So I could drop a different icon in there, make it pink. Change the fonts in the same way, choose, whoops, that one out there, change this font, and then since it's on there more than once, it will say change all. I can say yes, and now the whole thing is changed to my branding that fast. So just remember, it doesn't have to be in your colors or your fonts for it to work for you. Now let's look at one that we might resize. Infographics are good for this. If you find an infographic that you really like, I like this one, but my colors are not dark. It's not something that I do. I could customize this. I could take the back and immediately change it by simply making the back of it white. Now that changes the look completely. If I wanted to change this orange to, say, Kristen's pink, change this one to our blue, I can go through it very quickly, change things to my colors and my fonts so that it looks how I want it to. But you've also noticed that this is not a typical 8.5 by 11 workbook page. So if we come up here to magic switch and choose custom size, I can go ahead and put in here, I'll usually choose 850 by 1100. This is the same ratio as 8.5 by 11 inches. Continue. It'll take a second here to work. And then if you like what it comes up with, you can choose copy and design and then open it. And you can see now you've got this. I might decide to stretch these out to the edge, and I might bring this all the way over. Click and drag to get all of that and bring it all the way over here. I might make these a little bit bigger, but essentially you can very quickly resize it so that it will work in your workbook. All right, I hope you have fun finding the templates that work for you. Remember, use specific words to search. There's a list down below. And then save your favorite creators so that you can go through and search their templates next time instead of the million templates that are already available out there. If you want a few creators to start with, I have linked to some I like below. And if you liked this video, you are going to love the next video in this series where I show you how to make effective slideshows inside of Canva. I've got a handful of little known tips and tricks that will simplify this process and allow you to make slideshows that really impress. I hope to see you there.